We ready to roll?
Broadcasting live from the internet, it's Tuesday night, and this is the Panels on Pages podcast.
Big boys playing with big toys.
This is quality content.
The boomers are into it.
Hey man, I just show up.
With your hosts, Lee Rodriguez,
I am a visionary. Like, I have a podcast, so like, no, that's not me. That's somebody else.
Jason Nyes,
Yeah, sure. I'm not getting any vegetables in my diet. I'm just a thick boy.
Jose Guzman,
Is Jose on the show tonight?
He says he's coming.
It's like Elton John all over again, just minus the death threats.
Kelly Harris,
Reach your hand in your pants there, big boy. That's not me. I don't sound like that anymore.
and our good buddy Mahoney.
Hey, Mahoney's here. What's up, Mahoney?
We can do just glorious, wonderful things on our phones, people.
No one's ever done anything like this before.
It's gonna be massive.
It's going to be great. I mean, obviously, I think it'll be great.
And it's all killer, no filler.
My seat's on fire! Your dick's so hot!
Come on. It's so good. It's pretty good. It's there. It's reliable. You know what you're getting every single time.
Man, I'm so glad you found us.
You're all terrible people, and I'm glad you're my friend.
Put that in the intro.
That's really funny.
Over 500 episodes, and you'd think they'd have the hang of it by now.
It seems like the concept that would run its course very quickly. What is happening, everybody? Today is Tuesday, July 30th, 2024, and this is episode number 660. I'm going to say 8.
Yeah.
Panels on Pages podcast. Fuck yeah. I am your host, the Lord Reverend Lee Rodriguez. Joining me tonight, we got Mr. Jason Nyes.
Laissez bon temps rouler.
Jose Guzman.
When you guys fall asleep, make sure nothing's tied around your good stuff.
Kelly Harris is here. What's up, Kelly?
Man, this weekend was one hell of a month.
Oh.
No shit. And good buddy Mahoney. What's up? The gang's all here.
The gang is all here. Sometimes,
shit.
as we have learned in recent past, you got to just say, hey, you're being a real fucking weirdo, and you should stop it.
Hell
and everybody
yeah.
loves it.
Checks out.
What an interesting time.
Right?
You guys realize, since we didn't have a show last week because of various reasons, that the last time we had a show, we were in the throes of an assassination attempt on the president.
Oh, yeah. And we all were like, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over. He's writing that stupid picture of him with his fist in the air straight to dictatorship for the rest of our lives.
And he's not even wearing a bandage
Rest
anymore.
of his life, because we're all gonna outlive him. Like we're substantially younger.
And then good old Joe took one for the team.
In like such a remarkable way too, where he waited until 6 hours after they had finished spending 4 days trash talking him, and
Yeah.
he was like, "Oh, you really hurt my feelings." By the way,
I'm still convinced this was all part of the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
You
it
you
kinda
get
was.
you get
Yeah.
her in through that, knowing he's never gonna run again.
Yeah.
Don't let her do a bunch of stuff during it so that they got no ammunition against her.
Yep.
Let them pull their hubris, let them call out who their candidate is, let them fucking enjoy that for a second, and then flip the fucking switch.
And
New
boy,
ball game.
Remarkable.
Good old
And now you guys got a guy who fucked the couch.
Like, I would even be willing to believe that Biden threw the debate.
You know what? I have had that same conspiracy theory. Like, maybe he didn't throw it, but they kept him a secret. Kept it as good of a secret as they could that he was just a babbling old fool.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why the debate was so early. Because usually the debates aren't until after the conventions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all very sus. Like,
It does
all
smell
very
of
sus.
some long game potential.
mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, look,
yes.
I want it to be true because that means the Democrats are finally fighting dirty.
Dude,
Right. that
This
they know
whole
what they're
weird
doing,
thing,
and
they
it's not just
are.
a happy accident.
they are. Like, it's not dirty, but they're finally, like, at least fighting, right?
Yeah, they're not all fucking hands in the pants,
Yeah.
golly
Yeah.
gee whizzing it. You know?
Like
Right.
thoughts and prayers to President Trump after his assassination attempt.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It's remarkable.
I will
I don't
see.
think there will ever be a funnier moment than when that random kid on the internet said that JD Vance fucked a couch, and then the fact-checking website said, false, no, he didn't fuck a couch. And then the fact-checking website was like, well, to be fair, we can't find any proof that he hasn't fucked a couch,
Yeah.
so we don't really know.
Hey, he
might have
fucked a
fucked
couch in his book, but that's it.
We didn't
Yeah.
really
Like,
vet this
nothing
correction.
other than walking it back to be like, to be honest, he looks like a couch fucker. We
Yeah.
can't say for sure.
Good old Jorkin de Peanuts Vance. I realized
Not allowed within 500 yards of a rooms to go.
JD
Yeah.
Vance is the first presidential or vice presidential candidate in my lifetime that is younger than me.
Oh, that's crazy.
Wow.
And his
Kinda
fucking
wild.
100% more couches.
Yeah.
They said that he was not part of the Ashley Madison leaks, but that he would likely be part of the Ashley Furniture Store leaks.
That's fucking hilarious. True or not, like that's sticking with you forever.
Yeah.
Fuck,
Like
that is
forever.
an A+ joke.
it's at the
Yeah.
point where you Google JD Vance and something about a couch is definitely popping up.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
The best tweet about it is the one that's like, one random kid on the internet said he fucks couches and now he has to do all of his interviews standing up. Like, yeah.
The only
See, but here's the thing. Oh, what was it? I saw one that was, or maybe it was with you guys, where I'm gonna wear this jersey. It's a Tim Couch jersey to the debate.
Vance and
Love
couch.
it.
Oh my god.
Man,
Hilarious. Let's talk about just buyer's remorse, right? I mean,
Right,
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
yeah.
'Cause-
I bet every time he looks at him, he's like, "God damn it!"
The theory is that he picked JD Vance because he thought the election was in the bag. He
Yeah.
was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
the election's
It
in the
didn't matter
bag.
who.
I can pick this couch fucker who thinks that people who don't have kids are evil and need to pay more taxes." And then 2 days later, Joe's like, "Peace."
oh,
And now the
So
election's
Did you
not
see
so
the
much
clip
in the
of
bag
him
anymore.
At the convention, there was a clip of Trump at the convention walking back to his seat, and he's saying hi to all the people. You know, his kids are around him, and all of his like people that he knows. And then JD Vance is like in the seat next to him. But as he gets down the line and he says hi to everybody, he like gets to JD Vance. He's kind of like, "Hi." It's like very clearly he's like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" Why is he right next to me? Like, that's great. That's perfect. You guys are gonna make a wonderful team. Good luck.
Yeah, they need to either take him off of any television, like don't shoot any video of this guy, or he needs to be on the Saturday Night Live season premiere doing like a furniture store commercial.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, I think the way out of it is you got to lean so hard into it
yeah.
where it
no, but they
it's
hate
not.
being called weird so much now that they can't. You know,
Yeah.
like,
They really hate it. They really hate it.
See,
He's
and
gotta go
that's
on
what-
live TV and fuck a couch. I
It's
think
so
that's what he's
simple.
got to do.
It's like when you tell people you're ticklish. The first thing they're gonna do is fucking hold you down and tickle you.
Yep.
I'm
But
not
if you
weird.
just fucking bite your tongue until you bleed to death and don't let them know that tickled, there's no ammo.
There was a video I shared on Twitter today that was, you know, it was a police brutality video, and one of the people shooting the video was like, "Why are you being weird?" I'm like, "Oh, this is the best. Like, this is the best catch-all now.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have to be specific, but you're all just fucking weird."
Yeah.
really not
And
not
like,
too keen on that rubber V glue over there. They're like, come on, man, don't be mean.
Well, and see, that's the best part because they're like Republicans for years are like, well, Democrats are pedophiles, and uh,
Mhm,
Literally
drag queens
devil
are like,
worshipping fucking cabal.
devil
Yeah,
worshiping, like all these things, and then and then finally they're like, yeah, well, that guy looks like he fucked a couch, and your shoes are too big, and they're like, hey,
mhm. My stars.
oh, so good, pretty good.
So who knows what's gonna happen by the next time we do a podcast?
yeah,
It's
who knows?
it's anyone's ball game, and I mean that literally. Like anything could happen. Like
Yeah, it's
If you have
still
not
too
seen
early.
the clip, I shared the screenshot of it in our group chat. But if you've not seen the clip of Kamala up at the rally that they had today, where she tells Donald that he should come and debate her because if he's got something to say, he should say it to her face. Like, watch that clip and then try to sleep. It's
Oh.
gonna get you all sorts of fired up. It's amazing.
see, but all the clips in the world don't mean shit though. That's the thing. Like,
No, I know, but at
go.
least you'll feel good.
But
Yeah.
it's adding enthusiasm to
Yeah,
to
and
the
there's
race.
definitely a sense of hope and enthusiasm.
Yeah.
I think has been missing for a long time. That's
Yeah,
that's very
maybe
true.
maybe we don't use that word hope.
Yeah.
Hope just means like drone strikes to me now.
What a legacy.
Hope he doesn't drone strike us.
Oh. So speaking
It was
of
wild in those
legacies.
first couple days when the internet was like, "Oh, okay, so Biden steps out. Now we're all just going to vote for a cop," and it's like the other candidate is an actual rapist. Like, what are we debating here? Like,
But then there was the tweet that was like, as I'm in the voting booth checking off for Kamala Harris, I'm saying ACAB under my breath.
Yeah.
Just got to take the little victories, man.
Yeah, exactly. We all know that none of them are going to be perfect, so we'll take what we can get. At least she can walk and have a fully formed sentence.
And she's a foxy brown mama, so there's something to be said there,
Right? She doesn't
Not
start
him.
every sentence with, "Look, Jack."
Yeah.
Make it sound like she's going to star in an Indiana Jones movie.
I belong in a museum.
And then he goes into the weird whisper voice when he really wants to make a point.
Like Jake the Snake Roberts. Fucking nuts. So speaking of legacies, my fucking son.
Fucking woke mind virus on this one.
Oh my god. So we went to see a local fucking community theater presentation. This kids played. Kids doing Beauty and the Beast.
Oh.
It was fine. It was cute, right? But one of his friends was in the show. So the show's over and they're outside and they're just kind of, fucking around the parking lot playing and stuff. And they're just doing dumb kids. They're just dancing back and forth at each other. And one of the kids is like, "Oh man, we're going to fucking dance battle." And so all these uncoordinated dummies are, dancing around and shit, doing terrible. And Jax, who has no rhythm, just says, "All right, well, I can't really do this. I think you got me. You got me on this one. But, I could roast battle the hell out of you guys, right? I could roast battle you guys." And then the other kid, like, without fucking missing a beat, just pops up and he's fucking "your mama so fat" something, right? So they're back and forth doing their fucking "yo mama" jokes and shit like that. And everybody's having a real good time and everything's cool. And then my son,
Oh no.
he goes, "Yeah, well, your mom's so dumb, she still thinks your dad's gonna come back with that milk."
Oh.
And this kid goes, there's like a beat, and he goes, "Huh, well, my dad lives in Louisiana, and I'm probably never gonna see him again. That one cut pretty deep, so I think you win."
God damn.
Roasted.
Listen, don't ask to be roasted if you don't want to be roasted.
Dude, Jax, his fucking eyes got so big, like, "Oh no." The
It's
kid
that
took it with
empathy
stride.
fucking
He had a
with
good
you.
sense of humor about it. Like the kid was cool.
Well, then the
but-
kid went home to his happy family where his dad is still there and was like, won a roast battle today.
Right?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I said that you moved to another state.
But I had to make the cover story.
You understand?
You should have seen his fucking face, Dad. oh God, so fucking funny. I love it, and also kind of like good on you for taking an old dumb joke and like giving it the yo mama twist, son. Well done.
Mhm.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
So
Hey, just
because
kind
I've
of
never
put the
heard
pieces
that quite
together.
that way. So yeah, look at him go. It's absurd. Absolutely
Innovator.
fucking absurd.
Roastivator.
And then it's been pretty chill. So other than Deadpool, which we'll talk about in a little bit. The only other thing I had was the some of the Olympics coverage, man. Have you seen these fucking nerds on the like pummel horse? I mean, gymnastics shit. These dudes are fucking insane.
Just machines, just spinny machines.
It's
believe it's
incredible.
Just the one nerd. It's just the one dude from Massachusetts that's the only thing he does, right?
No, I mean, we were at a restaurant, at a bar, and they had the qualifiers on, and there was a couple of them. But like that one, I don't know if it's the same guy or not, but the one kid was just like his legs never like they were like he had one like a mermaid fin. That shit was together. It was never going anywhere, and he was just rolling around and flopping. It was insane. Like I had never seen anything like it.
The lady was watching like the opening, and they had the teams roll up on the boats, and one had like 5 competitors, and then like the announcer was making a big deal how this is the first and
Biggest
only
moment.
representative in like judo.
It's all satanic.
Wild as hell. Yeah, it's all satanic. That broke me. 'Cause I saw some good pearl clutching about Deadpool and Wolverine because Deadpool says he's Jesus, and they really didn't like that.
Oh,
Good.
that makes sense. I thought it was the
Oh.
crucified Wolverine bit.
Oh, maybe
That
that's
was
No,
Wolverine
no, I
though,
think you're
right?
right. You're right though, Lee, because he does really lean on the Marvel Jesus. But also,
Yeah, they
it's
didn't-
an R-rated
didn't like it at all.
Deadpool movie. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
This isn't for you,
Well,
cracker.
They're not good at critical thinking. I mean,
Yeah.
they're dumb fucking dummies. But there was the pro clutcher for that, and the pro clutching for the drag Last Supper was so fucking good.
Oh my gosh,
Because
that's just amazing.
Quote unquote Last Supper.
I didn't see it, but I saw the pro clutching, and I looked it up, and I'm like, that doesn't look anything remotely close to the Last Supper. What the fuck are they talking about? And then someone was like, actually, it's a fucking painting of Dionysus. And then you see that painting, you're like, oh no, it definitely looks like that. It doesn't look
Right.
like the Last
Well,
Supper at all. You
but-
fucking dum-dums.
But it does, Lee. It does kind of look like the painting of the Last Supper, but there's a very good reason for that, because the painting of Dionysus is what the fucking painting of the Last Supper was based on. Like,
That is true.
that's the
Yes.
inspiration that he drew from for that painting. So yeah, it sure does look the same.
Saw this motherfucker.
What it's derivative of? Like,
This motherfucker Brian Kilmeade on Fox News says, "You know, The Last Supper, painted by Leonardo da Vinci, my favorite artist."
Good job, artist fellow.
Oh my
it's
god.
just like somebody looking at like Spawn and being like, that looks like Spider-Man, and then a bunch of people being like, no, it's Spawn, and it's like, well, yeah, it is Spawn, but like, I mean, he does kind of look like Spider-Man because that's what they were going for. Like,
This guy was kind of known for Spider-Man for a hot minute.
What was the weird shit coming out of Comic-Con about Spawn? Was it the movie's gonna be King Spawn?
I think that's what they're
Oh.
calling it. Like, I mean, because there's really like no difference in
Yeah.
the comics between the Spawn and King Spawn. That's what they're calling it, I guess.
Okay, so it's not like medieval Spawn.
No, I don't know.
No, medieval Spawn is something totally different.
Yeah.
That costs Todd a whole bunch of money in court.
Yes, it did. That's Spawn on a horse.
Yep. And Neil Gaiman created that, goddammit.
Yeah, he definitely created Spawn on a horse.
No one
not,
else. No one
not
else
real
thought to
Spawn,
put Spawn on a
not
horse.
horses. No one ever would have gotten to Spawn on a horse if it weren't for Neil Gaiman.
I feel like this Spawn reboot is one of the biggest like developmental hell, no pun intended, projects that like we've seen in
It's
a while.
definitely up there, which is kind of nuts because to me, honestly, it kind of seems like a no-brainer.
Well, the
Yeah,
big
at this
sticking point is Todd wants to direct. And most people are like, no.
Yeah,
make
you've
the comic
directed
books
2
and-
music videos. That's it.
And the toys.
Yeah,
And they were animated music videos.
right.
Were they
Yeah.
good?
Well,
Yeah.
it was Got the Life, right?
Yeah,
Or
Got
no,
the
no,
Life.
I-
and-
Freak on a
no,
Leash.
Freak on a Leash.
Freak on a Leash.
I
and-
thought he just did the animation for that. I didn't
Do the
realize
evolution.
he actually.
No, I think he
directed
directed it.
those.
Yeah.
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 So I mean, but why not? Because you saw what they did with when they got a real director.
Who directed the Spawn movie, Jose?
No one knows.
Well, exactly.
Yeah,
But at least
right.
everyone knows who he is, and it's his shit.
Now, I think
I
you
know.
give Spawn to a Spawn fanboy who is now an up and coming director.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Joe,
Like,
the Seth Rogen of
yeah.
Spawn.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe Ryan Coogler's a big Spawn fan, or fucking Jordan Peele is a big horror guy. Maybe he knows Spawn.
Yeah, that'd be cool as shit. I'd be down for that.
Jordan Peele's King Spawn. I still need to watch his movies.
Yeah, you do. That's
That's good
wild,
stuff.
man.
I know that's why it's wild that I haven't
Especially because
seen-
that's really up your alley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I missed him in the theater because I was on the road most of the time they came out. So it's just a matter of getting the time to sit down and actually watch a movie.
You ain't got to fucking explain it to me. I get
I
it.
don't know.
Never enough minutes. Never enough minutes. So what you got going on, Nice?
Oh no, just fully coconut pilled, you know. Just
It's like between this and like the Comic-Con stuff for the Fantastic Four and whatnot, like it's nice to be excited again about things. You
right.
know?
Yeah.
Right?
It was really getting pretty bleak there for a while, right? And all of a sudden it's like, feelings, good feelings. What? Not gonna say hope. Don't Trump strike me. But yeah, I mean, nothing much new from me. All I have to talk about is either Deadpool and Wolverine or Comic-Con shit. So I'm sure someone else here had a more exciting week than I did.
No shit. What you got going on, Jose?
Back from Vegas, and can I say 8 days in Vegas is 8 days too long?
Oh, 8 days too long?
Oh,
Not
It-
like
it-
6 days too long, 8 days too long.
8 days in Vegas is 5 days too long. 3 days in Vegas is
Mhm.
perfect.
Yeah, we are going for 3 days in October, actually. So
Exactly.
yeah. Yep.
Now is that
That's
fly
way to go.
in counts as 1 day, then you got 1 full day, and then fly out on the 3rd day, or
No. We're flying out Wednesday. We're gonna be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Fly back Sunday.
oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, like I'm not counting unless you get in super early and leave super late. So it's more like 3 days doing things in Vegas and then out.
Yeah.
So like a
No.
5-day trip is perfect. You get in 1 day,
No.
you do 3, you get the fuck out.
We're trying to plan stuff, and she wanted. We were originally going to come back on Monday because the kids are out of school that weekend for something or whatever. That's like a 5-day weekend or something for school. That's why we're able to go. And we're also at the age where the big one can watch the little one, which is very exciting.
Hell yeah.
But she was like, "Oh, we don't want to be gone all fucking day Monday." And then, like, "Oh no, we don't." And she's like, "But there's a flight that leaves at like 7 in the morning. But what if we just stay up all night and just go directly to the airport on Monday?" And I'm like,
Done that.
Or we could just leave Sunday evening. You know, like that sounds fucking horrible because you're gonna just fly home all angry and exhausted and get home be pissy and sleep deprived for no good reason. She's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's not good. Let's not do that. No. So I won that one, which is pretty exciting.
Hey, but don't sleep on that Vegas if you got to stay up all night and catch the flight. Sometimes you got to.
Yeah, but if you don't got to, I'm not gonna. You know?
I know. I hear you. But sometimes you can only gamble in the eve of the night.
The eve of the night. All right. Thanks, Ralph.
Sounds like an
Waldo
80s
Emerson.
song.
It's a very specific part of the night.
Hit them live tables, so that was interesting.
Live blackjack or live roulette
Live roulette
Hey, that's cool.
with the actual wheelie.
had a whole wheelie and everything.
Wow.
Wheelie and the fucking dealie. Do recommend.
I don't know. That's too much pressure. Having an actual human person there and not being able to, dude, because you don't have the screen in front of you, right? It's all tactical, actual chips and shit like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but everything's in front of you.
Yeah,
but it's cool because the vibe's different. When you got the dealer, then you got
Mhm.
the tables hitting. That's you get like the cheers and the fucking high fives. The drinks were fucking rolling. It was pretty choice.
Yeah, Jose's Vegas alter ego really is something else.
Hey, so there, 8 days lost 130,
That's not
That's
bad.
not bad for 8
Yes.
days.
Yeah.
and I
Yeah,
and,
really.
and I was gambling. Like I was gambling.
Yeah. It sounds like you got
Like,
$130
it-
worth of fun out
I
of it.
was a
Yes.
degenerate gambler.
I was up, I was down, but I have been there and done the Vegas. Now it's game plan Vegas. I have the amount of money I'm willing to lose for the trip. I divide that into days, and that's all I go gambling with each night.
Yep.
And what
Yeah,
we got
that's how you do
into
it.
a nice habit of at the live table is when we hit a nice big hit, pocket a 25 chip in your pocket. Continue to gamble.
Little
You
savings
hit
account.
big. It's a lot easier than trying to cash out on the
On
the
down.
machine because
Yeah.
you got to cash out and get your money back in before the spin timer and hope your number doesn't hit while you're fucking doing all that, which I'll tell you what, there's nothing more infuriating
Mm-hmm.
than you're having issues, you can't get the fucking money into the thing, it's not taking your ticket, and then your number hits and you're like, are you fucking
Motherfucker.
I'm too old for this shit. So it had a good game plan, stuck to it. Gambled only what I wanted that night, pocketed some money, and then at the end of the 8 days, I was, sitting just down 130. Oh, 130, and I went shopping for we hit the dispensary.
Mm-hmm.
So down 130 and got stoned. And then the other trick is I went with 2 bottles and another guy went with 2 bottles.
Jesus.
So that saves you money right there because, dude, Vegas is fucking, it's stupid.
It's
Very more theme parky and like a lot more shit going on the streets, street performer-ish, like all around, not just in certain areas now, which I don't remember it
Really?
being that.
Yeah, they used to keep that on a pretty tight leash.
Yeah, but now it's a little more. The vibe's a little different. Definitely more theme parky. And just because, like, back in the day, they used to give you, the buffets were free. The fucking, they'd give you a cigarette for gambling. Just like the perks towards the gambler was in your favor. And now it's like, oh, you're at money. Can you get up? We need that table. All right.
About the turnover, Jose.
One last bitch is so they added triples. So roulette has 2 zeros, 2 greens, and that gives the dealer, the house its edge. But they've added a 3rd green, 0, but have not been fully honest and upfront about it. So the 3rd 0 on the table is a little square with the fucking hotel logo. You know what I mean? So it's hidden as a logo. If you were to walk up to the table and place a bet, you would think that was part of the table design and not an actual betting playable spot.
For those that aren't familiar with roulette, there is a green single 0, there is a green double 0, and you're saying now that there's a
green
3rd
triple
spot
0.
triple 0, but it's just the hotel logo on the table.
Right. So we were at Mandalay Bay, and it was just a cursive M there, in cursive M logo, and not another 0. You see the single 0, you see the double 0, but then that triple 0 is just a fucking cursive logo.
Yeah, that seems kind of sketchy.
It's a little sketchy walking up to it. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's sketchy. So we tried to avoid those tables as boycott. And you would see it too. You would see fucking lines for the non-zero tables, definitely. And then the double zeros packed, and you'd see the lonely dealer looking at that triple 0, and everyone's like, fuck you. I know it's not the dealer's fault. He didn't choose it. But
what if he did? What if it was that one guy's idea? Like, you just
solely,
wait, guys. It's gonna be great.
Yeah,
it's gonna take off. You just gotta see.
They're gonna be so into it. And other than that, back. I don't know. Americans pissing me off. And maybe you keep your shit up. I waited so long on goddamn tarmacs over the past 4 flights. I'm fucking over it.
I didn't realize he was talking about the airline. I thought he was just pissed off at Americans.
Yeah, get your shit together,
Americans pissing me off. I was like, yes, preach, homie. Go off, King.
Yeah.
American Airline, Americans, all of you.
Americans,
shit together.
Americans.
Fucking, did you see Southwest is ditching the open boarding? Open
boarding.
They
added seats to it.
Yeah,
sucks ass.
I'm just worried about them getting rid of the passengers of size policy, because that's my fucking go-to, baby.
Well, all you really got to do is just buy whatever ticket you want and then get that fucking early bird special.
Yeah.
So Kelly,
yeah,
how you doing there, bud?
All right.
This week.
Yeah, I don't know. Jeez, I don't know if I have done anything. I guess I'll take us back to like last week around this time. I was had a little hurty in my tummy, in my little tum tum.
Oh my god.
And I was like, I don't know, this seems weird. It's been sticking around. I've been having weird poops. I was like, you know who's had weird poops in their time? My good pal Jason Nyes. Let me send him a message. Tell him what's up. I tell Nyes what's up, and Nyes is like, yo, you should call your doctor. So I was like, all right. Call my doctor. I'm like, homie, I might got diverticulitis. And my doctor's like, all right, you should see someone. I don't have any openings. Like,
American healthcare.
Like, can you like refer me to someone? And then they're like, no one else in the building has any openings. And they're like, go to the emergency room if it's bad. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay. So then, like a day later, they get back to me and they're like, hey, we got an opening on Wednesday. You good? I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go. So I go in, feels my tummy. He's like, I don't entirely know what it is. He's like, you're pretty young to have this diverticulitis, so it might just be like a a stomach bug or something. But he's like, I don't want to mess around with it. It's Wednesday. I don't want to wait and see because once we get around to Friday, then it's the weekend, and then you can't get a hold of me. And if something happens, then you need to go to the ER. So he's like, well, we'll just get you on
make it
some...
stretch till too far Tuesday.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
He's like, I'll just get you on some antibiotics and we'll see what it does. All right, cool. So I've been on antibiotics since last Wednesday, and I think it's worked. I feel pretty good. The only, my poops are fairly normal.
They smell like antibiotics.
I haven't been smelling them, to be honest.
Well, I find that whenever I'm on antibiotics, I can smell the antibiotics in the poopies.
Interesting.
Like,
Okay,
I don't stick my face in the bowl and take a sniff. I just,
take a big
smell it.
whiff.
No, we heard you. We
I
heard
smell
that's
it
what you
coming
said.
up.
We heard you.
Yeah. I'll check tomorrow.
He gets his nose really close, then he wafts it like
I mean,
you would with wine, you know?
Yeah.
If you're not noticing it, then no, I think you're good. I think that maybe that's just a me thing.
Okay. Yeah, so currently my poops are fairly normal. They're a little looser than typical because I've been on a half liquid diet for the most part.
But
Just
looser,
kinda
the
helping.
looser the better when you're having tummy troubles.
Exactly.
You don't want any
So, yeah,
resistance happening in there.
Yeah, so we're doing good. We're doing good. Things are looking okay. I don't really have any more pain. I have a tiny bit, but it doesn't feel the same that it did before. So I think it might just be muscle pain from me just being tensed up
Yeah.
for a week.
Overcompensating for a week.
Yeah.
Just
That's-
absolutely that happens.
That's my theory on that. We'll see how it goes. Because it doesn't hurt when I press in, and before when I pressed, oh boy, did it fucking hurt.
Probably just a little flare up, around one of the bends.
Yeah.
Maybe not a perforation, maybe just, just a little irritation,
Exactly. So yeah, so I'm it's looking like we're doing good.
Something that I found really surprising, well, and it makes sense. Like you said, they didn't have any openings for you, but then they called you and hey, we got an opening, fucking get your ass in here.
Yeah.
And if there's a whiff that you might have diverticulitis, you get fast pass to the front of the fucking line at the ER. I was shocked. There was I had my big thing right at the beginning of COVID.
Yeah.
And there's this fucking lobby full of people just hacking and sneezing and sniffling. And I'm thinking we're in for it for a while. And they're like, no. You're coming right back because you're a ticking time bomb, buddy.
Yep.
Jesus.
Oh,
So yeah, so then let's fast forward to Friday. My mom's got a sinus infection. She's telling me I might go to urgent care for it. I don't know. All right, cool, whatever. Saturday, wake up, mom's not home. I assume she went to the urgent care for a sinus infection. I was half right. She went to urgent care, but because overnight she said it felt like she got shot in the stomach.
ugh.
And again, being the most mom thing to do, she's like, well, I guess I'll just wait until the urgent care opens and then drive myself over there
Oh my god.
and then go from
Mom is
urgent
hard fucking core, Kelly.
Bro, it's insane. And then to drive from the urgent care to the emergency room then.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, turns out mom's got diverticulitis and her fucking colon exploded.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
She's probably had it for months, but because all the symptoms just present as IBS, which she also has,
Oh fuck.
it was never a consideration that it was diverticulitis.
And also because your mom is basically a Viking and would walk around with a spear sticking out of her for a week and a half.
So was the
I'm
sinus
convinced my mom would just take 9 shots in the back like fucking 50 Cent and keep walking.
Exactly. The difference between your mom and 50 Cent is that 50 Cent went to the hospital and
Yeah.
your mom would have just been just kept going.
Was the
Yeah.
sinus infection even an issue anymore, or that was
I don't
just
think so. I think that's just been
when you
cleared
got a
up.
little bit of a hurty nose and then your insides explode? I think you forget about the hurty nose.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
I wonder
so-
if there might have been a correlation because Mary gets indigestion.
Okay.
But then the indigestion backs up into like her esophagus and her sinuses and shit like that, and
Interesting.
she
Oh,
has
maybe.
a heart. Yeah, it's fucking weird.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be.
It's all connected.
Weird.
Why?
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, so mom had part of her insides explode, and then time to go to the hospital. And so, yeah, so it was quite a day on Saturday, because then it was like, all right, hang on, I need to call my buddy so we can get the car back from the ER.
Christ.
Because that's there. So
And
I
you
go
don't drive.
yeah, because I can't drive. So I had to have my buddy Justin and his girlfriend Brianna come, and she drove his car back. He drove our car back.
Oh, sweet
And
summer
then,
child.
So when we went to the ER to get the car, she was still there waiting to be transported to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And so I go in. I go in. I'm like, hey, I'm Kathy's son. Can I see her? And they're like, yeah, sure. So I go in the room, and she is just vibing out on some morphine. Just sitting there staring at a wall, just being like, damn, this doesn't hurt anywhere near as bad as it used to.
You love to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was pretty bummed out at the fucking weak ass drugs they gave me. I was looking to get fucking lit. It didn't happen.
Yeah, once when my back was killing me one day, and I was like, I want you to give me some of that shit that will ruin my life if I use it irresponsibly. It hurts so bad. Let's go.
You got any of that
I'm
Michael
not gonna
Jackson
use it
milk?
irresponsibly. Just give me the good shit.
Let me get that Michael Jackson milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so through all this, I'm
That shit's
still
the
in the
best.
middle. I'm still in the middle of. I can't really eat things well at the moment because my tum-tum's all torn up, so I'm on like a half liquid diet. But I'm also very stressed about everything, so my body's like, you don't need to eat. Why would you eat? Don't eat right now.
And
So I'm going through that, and like I go with Justin and Brianna to go see Deadpool, because it's like, well, I can't do anything about this.
right,
I
it's out of your
wouldn't be able to
hands.
go see Mom at the hospital, so I was like, can we go see the movie so I can take my mind off this for 2 hours?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we go to the movie, and I get popcorn bites, or not popcorn, pretzel bites, because I was like, that's safe. I can eat those. And that was like some of the first real food I had had in days. It felt like the most food I've ever eaten in my entire life. Like,
It
by
is
the
so
end of it,
good.
I was so full.
Yeah, the pretzel bites sucked up all that fucking liquid that you've been eating.
Yeah. So then, so Mom gets into the hospital, and they're like, all right, we got to redo all this stuff, because the most insane thing is that, like, we can't get the CT results from the emergency room. That we'd have to wait until Monday. So we're just going to have to redo everything they did.
That's the wildest shit, man. You said that
Yeah.
just like you drove here, so
Yeah.
clearly, like, it's not far. Like, can I go get them and just
Yeah.
bring them back? Like, what the fuck? What are
It
you talking
doesn't
about?
make
You
any
gotta wait.
sense.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, cool. So she's in the hospital. I'm like, she's safe. I know. All right, we're good as we're going to be. Go to bed. 2 a.m. Sunday morning. I'm awoken by my cat meowing in my face and then running off. And I hear a weird noise. I'm like, well, that's weird. I wake up, I go out there and see my dad standing in the doorway of his bedroom, just kind of swaying back and forth. And I'm like, hey, what's up? And just nothing. I'm like, hey, what's going on? And he looks at me, and there's just nothing going on behind his eyes.
Oh no.
And he's just kind of like, I'm fine. I'm like, are you sure you're fine? And then I can see, like, the gears are kind of turning, but it's just like, I'm okay. I'm like, you are not okay. So I get him back into bed. I lay him down. And I go find a phone, because I'm like, shit, he had a stroke. I go call the 911. They send out the fire department. Turns out, him being stressed as well, he hadn't been eating. His fucking diabetes was acting up. His blood sugar was down to 27.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And like
Yeah.
the firefighter that was like standing next to me taking notes on everything while they were checking him out, he goes, "Oh, yep, there it is." he turns to me, he goes, "He shouldn't even be conscious."
I'm just amazed at Kelly's parents. Kelly's parents just are like, Kelly's dad literally just standing there fighting off unconsciousness
Yeah.
and being like, I'm good.
I'm
Kelly's like
fine.
walking around with half of her insides exploded. She's like,
Yeah.
guess I should hop in the car. Like,
Yeah. So I
unbelievable.
asked, I was talking to Dad about this later. He's like, yeah, so I remember laying in bed thinking, oh, I'm thirsty. I should go get some water. And then he goes, and then the next thing I know, I'm laying back in bed and you're telling me you're going to call an ambulance.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
So, yeah, so we got some juice and some a peanut butter sandwich in him, and then he was good to go.
Hell yeah, that sounds
what-
great.
Went back to sleep.
That's fucking wild.
So then Sunday morning, get up and I'm fucking shot. I am a mess.
I fucking bet, buddy.
Yeah, like
Oh.
I call my mom, talk to her. She's alert. She's doing all right, and she's like, I was like, all right, what time do you want me to come out and see you? She's like, do not come out and see me today. She's like, I feel like garbage. They're gonna do a surgery. I don't know what time. Do not come here. I'm like, oh, all right, I'm staying home. So then at 3:00, she had her surgery that lasted 3.5 hours. For those last 2 hours, there I am just sitting there like, it's been a long time. They said they would call. I should call. And then I call the hospital. I'm like, hey, what's going on? And one of those times I was calling the hospital at the exact same time, the surgeon was calling me to tell me everything went well. But yeah, because I didn't know what was all like entailed in the surgery, but I suppose it does take quite a while to wash out someone's insides.
Just like a chitlin.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just take a pressure washer in there, man.
Yeah.
You gotta get all up in them guts.
Yeah, you got to get all the grooves in, make sure all the poop's out of there, and
Imagine somebody just hitting the inside of you with a pressure washer, though. I feel like that would feel so good
Oh
afterwards.
yeah.
yeah.
It's that
So, yeah.
gif of all
Like
the
cleaning a
mud
gutter,
coming out of the
you know?
sewer.
Yeah.
Blast it all out. Start fresh.
Yeah, so I went to see her yesterday. I went to see her today. She's doing all right.
Good.
Well, as all right as you can be, missing chunks of you from your insides.
Yeah.
She's she can walk around perfectly fine, which is good. She just has a little trouble getting out of bed because it hurts, as you
Yeah.
might expect.
It's that core, those
Yeah.
core muscles.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're looking at quite a little while for recovery. She's gonna have to have a shit bag for a while, and then they're gonna have to open her back up and unstaple her insides, and then sew them together, tie them together, whatever the fuck they're gonna do, so she can poop normally. But like I was telling
Sleep for
Jose,
12 hours with it tied up.
yeah, I was telling Jose before we jumped on. It was just me and him. When I went to visit her today, there was like someone in there, like a nurse or whatever, showing her kind of how to, the process of like replacing stuff, getting her ready. And I even heard the nurse go like, "We're gonna go over this a whole bunch, so don't feel like you need to know all of this right now." But so like I'm just in the room then. I'm not super paying attention, but I do hear the end of a sentence going, "And that's how you fart now."
Oh boy.
And you were just
that
left.
is something.
You were just
Yeah.
left to have your imagination run wild, huh?
I kind of put stuff together. Like it sounds like she's got a valve, and there's like this weird filter you have to put in that filters out like poops particles and just makes it fresh air.
Can
Like,
you make it loud like those race cars?
Should, yeah.
Could you make like an old timey horn? It's just like.
Ooga.
Give her a big fucking exhaust pipe.
Yeah.
Your mom rips one, sounds like a Harley Davidson.
Just a tuba.
Ooh. Program it to where every time she farts, it's the Stone Cold glass break.
There you go. Just walking by you, telling you loud pipes save lives.
No, well, I guess it's got to hit
Just all
the
of a sudden, it's like,
Brock
oh, excuse me a sec.
vein. Oops, excuse
Oh,
me.
stinky.
Yeah, and then so we get to today, and honestly, I'm feeling the most normal I've felt in a week. Like I'm starting to eat real food again. Like I was actually hungry. I finally figured out how in the morning to take my antibiotic and not feel horrible afterwards. So 20 minutes before I take it, I need to eat a cup of applesauce. Then I take the 20 minutes later, I take the antibiotic, and then immediately after that, I take a Chewy Tums.
Nice.
Okay.
And that was the system I discovered that makes me not feel awful after taking it.
Well, all right.
That's the system of his down.
Everybody
Yeah.
reacts differently, that's for sure.
Yeah, so I only have after I took my one tonight, and I only got one more of those bastard pills to take tomorrow morning, and then I'm done.
They give you steroids too?
No,
Get you all juiced out?
I should though. But yeah, so that's what I've been up to.
Well, we're glad that everybody made it out alive.
Yep, same.
And
What
Scar's
a
a little
fucking
hero.
time, dude.
Scar's a little hero. The Mahoneys sent him a wonderful care package befitting a hero. He is very excited about all of his new things. He doesn't know what to make of the
Good.
cat bed, though.
Well,
His
she's
only
not a cat
interaction
bed
with the
type
cat bed so far was jumping over it.
You should try like slapping it with a knife. I feel like then you'd be like, oh, yes, I get it.
Yeah.
Now it feels more like trash or a piece of discarded cardboard. I would love to sleep on this.
Yep, exactly.
It's just wild. The instincts, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh. Yeah, no, because he 100% went Lassie mode.
They know.
Yeah. Like, he's never been that helpful for anything before. Because he got me up, and then he went over to my dad.
Yeah,
Like-
not just like got you up, hey,
Yeah.
pet me. Like,
Yeah,
no,
he just went right back there as soon as I was up.
Come on. You're up now? Let's go. There's some
Yeah.
wild shit going
You
on.
you're gonna want to see this, bud. Like, hey, boss, you need to come check this out.
So, and then so the firefighters come, so I have to throw the cat in the bathroom and close the door so, that it doesn't get stepped on or whatever.
He's like, motherfucker, I'm a hero. You locked me in the bathroom?
I open up, they leave, I open up the bathroom door, he comes sprinting out and immediately runs under my parents' bed.
Well, down there the whole time, just thinking about whether or not he's mad enough to take his shit down there or not.
Yeah.
Fucking
He
critters.
was like, man, I went off, came home a hero, and this is how I'm treated?
Now,
I was the greatest generation, he says.
In
A
a
little-
fucking bathroom?
little public service announcement, and I said this to Kelly, and he knew in advance what to do. But if you start, people at our age, if you start to have tummy issues, if you start to feel pain, just immediately switch yourself to a liquid diet. That's the solve for almost all tummy troubles. Just give yourself a day or two to kind of calm down, chill out, and then go from there. But if it's a lot of pain, go to the fucking emergency room. You'll get fast pass straight to the front of the line. We're all getting older.
Yep.
We really are. We're all getting all older, and our bodies are all just pieces of shit in various stages of decomposition. Ridiculous. These fucking
Kelly's-
time bombs waiting to turn on us at a moment's notice.
Kelly's asking me, can I eat oatmeal? And I'm like, well, it is kind of a liquid, but also I fear that it'll turn into cement. So just make it a little bit wetter than usual.
Yep.
And
that's
chew
what I
it
did.
really good.
Yep. Yeah, I just poured some extra water in there and made it real soupy.
Taking me back to my pureed pancakes days. Is your
You
mom?
said that to me, and I was like, "Is that real?"
I would have to pull up the picture, but yeah, it was one of my last days in the hospital. For breakfast, I was given pureed pancakes, which was basically like pancake pudding.
Oh, you know what? That doesn't sound terrible.
It wasn't
No.
bad, you know? And
Like
after
immediately you want to go, oh, that's gross, but a half a second later, I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
after just eating fucking broth and Jello for the past 3 days, pureed pancakes hit real hard.
No
I
shit,
can
I bet.
imagine.
I was like,
Fucking A. So you're just gonna look pretty mild by comparison, no matter what, Mahoney. But what's up?
What did I do this week?
Mahoney's like,
I don't think I
killed a
have
man.
anything worthwhile. I saw the movie, which we'll talk about. I finished The Wire. I've caught up on The Boys.
Wow, finished The Wire. How many seasons is that? 5?
5 seasons of The Wire.
And what are they, like 12, 20 episodes a season?
It varies between 10 and 13.
Okay. One of them
So,
HBO
I think
series.
the first and last were, I think first might have been like 11. It was like a weird number where I was like, there's another one after this? Like, it was very strange. And then most of the middle was 13, and then the last season was 10. The last season was about a newspaper, and I have not watched much content that is more dated than that. This is really out of place. Season 4 was about the school system. And about halfway through the first episode of season 4, I was like, I see. This must be where The Wire gets shitty. And I went and was like, why are seasons ranked? To see that season 4 was the worst one, and be like, maybe I've jumped the shark here. And it was like best season of all time, season 4. I was like, well, all right. I guess I gotta hold this. I gotta hang on and see where this goes.
Did it end up getting good?
It turned out being pretty good.
Okay.
Basically, it starts out, it's about a drug case, and they're using The Wire to try to catch the drug dealers, and that plays out over the course of 2 seasons. But the first season is about the actual dealers. The second season is more about how they get the drugs in, and that so each one is somewhat in the orbit of the Baltimore drug trade, drug dealers, but there's always something else going on. So season 4 was basically the pipeline of here's these kids in middle school, and here's what happens to them. Some of them go on to normal lives, some of them do not. Some of them become drug dealers, some of them become drug users, some of them are corner boys shooting at people. So it was good.
That's fucking bleak. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's not a happy show, that's for sure. It's not an uplifting time.
No, it never really gave me Big Bang Theory vibes. You know what I'm saying? I feel
No,
it was a
no.
different vibe. Although, never mind. That's pretty bleak too. Now that I think about it, I fucking hate that show.
Now I would call her up here to
sorry.
come and speak.
Shut up,
I
JD
think
Vance.
Fuck her
Who's he
couch
talking
already,
about?
Jesus.
Talking about that chair from Pee-wee's Playhouse. Who's the she?
Hold on. Let's actually play it real quick, because I think this might be good.
Now I would call her up here to come and speak. That then I think I'd have to sleep on the couch tonight. So I'll leave her alone. But
He said it. All right, respect. A little bit of respect.
JD Vance talking about his wife, who is not white, but he does love her.
Yep. She's not a white person, but I still do love her.
Yep.
Despite of her not
Very
being
normal
white.
thing to say about your wife. Very
Did he
normal.
actually say that?
Not weird at all.
Yes, 100%.
That's okay. That's a strange thing to say.
But that's the thing.
Jesus
That's the thing, right? You see it written down. It'll be like JD Vance says wife is, quote, not a white person, but he still loves her. And you're like, no, he didn't. And then you play the video, and he's like, well, my wife is not a white person, but I still do love her. And you're like, okay, all right.
Yeah, because they're all the time doing they say the 2 words that they actually did say are in quotes, right? And the rest of the headline is just the context. I remember
Exactly. Nye's always pointed out with the Beetlejuice play, where it was what's her name giving this guy a hand job, and it's okay, we don't have to exaggerate it.
Yeah.
We can just say what she actually did, because when you exaggerate it, you make the whole thing seem made up, you know?
I forget what it was. It was what exactly the phrasing was, but I remember when the last Doctor Strange movie came out, there was something, and the gist of the headline was basically that Patrick Stewart said that it sucked fucking filming the movie, right?
Mhm.
And then you look at it, and he was basically just said that the COVID protocols were kind of a pain in the ass, like that was that was it, like in context, like, oh, you fucking prick.
Exactly.
Come on.
That's what you're looking for when you read these quotes. You're like,
Exactly, yes,
what
like
did
you're
he
looking for
actually
the
say?
butt,
Yeah, and then you hit play, and it's just verbatim, and you're like, oh, okay.
Lee, you brought it up, so I have to bring it up. But this scene from Multiverse of Madness came across my feed today, and I do not remember this wig being so fucking bad.
That's terrible. No, I don't either.
I said it looks like a character from Lazy Town. Like, it looks like a fucking plastic rubber wig that,
I mean,
this guy's
That's
wearing.
bad.
yeah, but he also just looks like fucking Doctor Strange too, though. Like it's.
But
One
the
of those
hair
kind of
is
Almost looks like a behind-the-scenes
immovable.
thing, like, it looks like there was like CGI or something done afterwards that kind of smoothed it, and this doesn't have that. But then it's like, what if we just picked a wig that we didn't have to CGI?
Yeah.
Like, what if we did that? That reminds me.
It is
of
very
my rant.
shiny.
So shiny.
It is very
That
shiny.
reminds me of my rant. So we're about to talk about Comic-Con. We're about to talk about Robert Downey Jr. There is a huge swell of people. So Robert Downey Jr. is making, they haven't said exactly how much, but more than $80 million for the Avengers movie. And people are like, no one person should be making that much money for these movies. And here's what bothers me about that. This is the same argument that we get in sports a lot, where like
Sure.
whatever star player on the team will be like, I would like $15 million. And the public will be made to turn against that person to be like, $15 million? Are you out of your mind? You're not worth $15 million. You should be happy to get $10 million to play professional sports as your living. Like, fuck you, you want $15 million. Against a billionaire owner who has more money than they could spend in 18 lifetimes, right? Like, that $15 million is literally nothing to them. But they're like, even though you, star player, make me a shit ton of money, I don't feel like I should have to give you any of it. So fuck off. I'm going to turn the public against you, right? Now, the last two Avengers movies combined, Endgame and Infinity War, after they gave their cuts to the movie theaters, Disney had $1.6 billion in profit left after they paid out the movie theaters, right? If you are Robert Downey Jr. and you are creating that sort of wealth for a company, why the fuck shouldn't you get $80 million? Why shouldn't you get $100 million? Now, then people are like, but the CGI people aren't getting paid, but the production assistants aren't getting paid. Yes, every one of them should be, and not out of Robert Downey Jr.'s cut. Like, if Robert Downey Jr. was getting paid $125,000 to do this movie, Disney would still be cheaping out on the VFX people.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Like, be angry at the problem, not at the person who successfully defeated the problem. You know what I mean? Like,
He's also
just because Robert Downey Jr. found a way to get paid, don't be pissed at him. Be pissed at the person who won't pay everyone else.
Yep.
He's also, with that money, become in recent years very philanthropic. So he's got that going for him too.
Yeah.
I just remember
he'll do more with that money for those people making $14 an hour than Disney ever would.
Right.
Yeah.
It drives me crazy when the richest make the poor mad at the rich.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, wait a minute. Like, Robert Downey Jr. didn't decide that the person making costumes for Wakanda Forever should be making $14 an hour. Like, that wasn't his call. Like, that's Disney, who's looking at Oscar-winning work and being like, yeah, that's worth, less than $20 an hour, sure. You shouldn't be able to buy a house. Like, what are we doing? Be mad at them.
I just remember in the 90s when it was announced that Jim Carrey was going to be making $20 million for The Cable Guy, and that was unheard of at the time.
Yeah.
And I
right?
think
Yeah.
for acting in a movie, that should have been the ceiling. Like $20 million to shoot one
but
movie.
you can't make that the ceiling if the studio's ceiling doesn't end.
I'm just saying,
Exactly.
Because then that's unfair to the people. Because so now everyone's not making money, but
Right.
the people making the
Even
making
if the
of the
top
money.
though, if it topped, I see where you're coming from with this. Nice, like if you tell me that the top is 20 mil, I'm not getting discouraged when I hit 19.5. You know what I mean? Like, because I have 19.5, right? You know,
True.
come on.
True. But let's say you're capped out at 20 million, and it's like, hey, thank you for making me $2 billion. Here's
Sure.
your 20 million.
Yeah.
You know,
Well-
and you're like, well, wait a minute.
Yeah,
I
that
feel
math
like
don't fucking
if
get
I
up.
made
It's
you
also-
$2 billion, you might owe me a little bit more than 20 million.
It's
since I'm
hard.
the face of your franchise.
It's
for
hard
a
to
decade.
quantify how much of that, almost $2 billion was because of Robert Downey Jr.
Well,
Now-
I totally
it was
agree.
more Robert Downey Jr. than anyone else behind the scenes.
I totally hear you, Nice.
That's
And that
tough
is
to say.
That's the gray area that you got to handle. To
I
say, here's what I think I
Because-
contributed to the $2 billion.
Because
Here's what they
here's
think I
the other-
contributed.
Like, Jordan was the draw for the NBA. Ticket sales for the NBA. There was this. It showed like his revenue in 1 year towards the NBA, things of the NBA, was like fucking 42 billion. He didn't make that year, but like he generated that. So
Mhm.
if I'm generating 42 billion for your company that you didn't have before I played. Now, a little different sports. He was never the highest paid player because he was making money elsewhere. The money was able to go to other teams. But that's still on the fucked up structure of the industry that they're not paying everyone else. It sucks. I'm not saying it doesn't, but
It's just it's tough to look at when you know that they're spending, 250, 300 million on a movie these days. So then you look at 80 million as a portion of that 300. Like your salary is almost a third of the entire budget on the movie.
It's when you get there that it's kind of insane.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fucked
Like
up.
once you get to that point, it's when you start to go, oh fucking hell, Jesus.
okay. But if you contribute, if you're taking 3% of the budget,
No. A
much
third.
percent of the
Not
profit
3%,
is
a
your
third.
part, though?
Yeah,
33%.
33%.
Oh, 33%?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, that's a lot of money.
And like not for nothing, they could put anybody in green pajamas, but only
I
a
still think
skilled
it's a
artist
little-
will make it look like Doctor Doom.
It's still a little weird that they went that direction because we're cheapened of Victor Von Doom. Like
Well, see, that's the
Kyle-
thing. Like we don't know that at all.
Right.
Like,
Right.
yeah.
I tried to rationalize
yeah.
that with him earlier. It's we don't know. We don't know what they're doing. We just know
But
that
if
Robert
he plays
Downey
Victor
Jr. is
Von
doing.
Doom, that's still kind of weird.
I mean,
I'm optimistic, but slightly worried.
Yeah, I
Like-
want to see what they do with it more than I think
Yeah.
it's gonna be good.
If they come out and they're like, yeah, no, he is playing 616 or 616 Victor Von Doom, I'm gonna be like, that's
Yeah.
odd. Like,
Yeah, that I
love
don't
that.
like. He's
But
got to
if
be.
he's playing the Doom from the Fantastic Four universe, since we know that's in a different universe, and he comes over with them?
Or some other completely separate universe, and he's
Right,
going
or some
across
other thing,
universes hunting the Fantastic
I'm into that.
Four.
Like that's kind of where I hope that they do, as
I'm more
opposed to
open
this
to
Doctor
stuff like
Doom
that.
being Tony Stark. I'd
Yeah.
much rather
Yeah.
see him be Victor
Yeah.
Von Doom.
You go.
Somebody on Reddit theorized that perhaps in the Fantastic Four movie, Galactus will win, and the Fantastic Four have to escape their universe, and Doom also tries to escape the universe, but
All right.
like send his conscience into dead, decrepit 616 Tony Stark, and
No.
that's why he's got the mask and everything.
No,
Like,
no.
like
That would kind of be sick.
like the visual of that would probably be awesome, but I don't know how sold I am on that. But like I think there's ways they could do this that would be very, very good, and I'm interested to see what they come up with.
There are 3 reasons that you cast Robert Downey Jr. to be Dr. Doom. One is he's going to be playing an alternate universe Tony Stark, and then you get all of the weird interactions with the Avengers that knew Tony Stark, and he's not going to know. It's kind of like the Thanos line where it's like, I don't even know who you are.
Right.
Yeah,
There is the second choice of they are scrambling to
It's a desperation
to
move,
write the
for
so yeah,
sure.
a desperation move. You announce Robert Downey Jr.'s coming back. You get rid of the bad publicity of Jonathan
You
Majors
also bring
beating
the
his
fucking.
girlfriend.
Let's not forget they brought the Russos back.
They brought the
Yeah.
Russos back. Yes,
Yeah.
it's
see, but that's the other thing is why did they stop hiring people that were making it work and people that were making the effects?
Well, I think they just
better?
tried to do other things, like
And I-
just
Yeah,
try
they
other
did,
shit.
they left.
Yeah, I
That's
think-
the
yeah.
thing.
A
No,
lot-
but I mean, like all around. I don't know.
Well, I mean,
It-
I
it
don't
just-
think
it just
anybody
seems
sat
like they
out to
started
make bad shit, right? That's
Yeah.
the thing. Like no one. And I would say
They
that
tried to make too much. We
Yeah,
we know
that-
exactly
yeah.
what it was.
too much.
Disney Plus
Yeah.
came along, said, "I want a Marvel show on the air every day of the year,"
Yep.
and they spread themselves too thin. And when you spread yourself too thin, the quality goes down.
Even
Yep.
before Disney Plus, it was too many movies a year, and it wasn't sustainable.
No.
And then Disney Plus
Yeah.
happened. It was even more that was unsustainable.
yeah,
Right.
that's all it is.
The
it's
third-
unsustainable, and they
The
Made-
third. Go ahead.
go ahead. Sorry, I'm just saying that they're making things that now instead of just making everything. I keep saying that they're trying to make shit people want to see. Like that's what Deadpool and Wolverine is. People
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
see that. You know what I mean? Like they wanted to see it. Like
Obviously, yeah.
I like the Marvels is totally fine. Like there's cool shit in the Marvels. Like that I really like some of those fight scenes. Like the Marvels is not bad. But the Marvels was never going to do Deadpool Wolverine numbers. It was never going to do Avengers numbers. Like and it's crazy to think that it would. You know, it's
I think they were riding a high that everything was a huge hit. So
Yeah.
Exactly.
They counted on
Exactly.
everything being a huge hit instead of
so they're like, you know, we're like,
aiming low
this
for
movie
something.
bombed. It only made $927 million worldwide. What the fuck are you talking about? You have unreasonable expectations. Like, what are you doing? You know, it's like, you know, you give a kid an Xbox for Christmas, and next year there's no Xbox. Like, what the fuck? I thought we set the precedent. Christmas was Xbox time, you pricks. Let's go. Let's go.
The third reason you cast Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom is you're not going to do any Tony Stark shit. You're not doing any Iron Man shit. He's going to wear the mask for 90% of his performance, and it's a matter of he's pushing himself to see if he could do this. Go from being Iron Man to being one of the biggest villains in the Marvel Universe and turning in like a completely different performance than he was doing as Iron Man.
I think that's really possible. I mean, he went off and won an Oscar.
Yeah.
I think he
Yeah.
just wants to try stuff.
I think
Also-
he lost
Also,
$80 million
that
to
33% probably didn't hurt.
yeah.
Well, yeah, that
I
too.
think they called him. They said, "Hey, listen, we know you wanted to do something else. You went and won an Oscar. There's
Mhm.
not much else to do past that. How about $100 million?" And he was like, fucking giddy up.
I
Let's
think they
go.
said,
Like,
Robert
Yeah.
Downey Jr., here is a check for $100 million. What do you want to do? And he said, I want to be Dr. Doom. And they said, fucking let's go. Kang Dynasty,
Yeah.
you're canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh,
okay, so
I saw a phenomenal thing today that was talking about how somebody was like, Robert Downey Jr. has like some criminal shit in his past too, and we're cool with him, but not Jonathan Majors.
That's all been litigated.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all been litigated. It was decades ago.
Yeah. He's
Mhm.
15 years into his redemption arc already.
Yeah.
right.
Like, all right, calm down, buddy. Calm down.
That was floating around TikTok. There was a whole bunch of videos about that of like, oh, so the white guy, he's got a list of crimes as long as Santa's list, but the black guy roughs up one lady. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
it's like if you worked at like a Waffle House and it's like, oh, so the line cook was arrested 20 years ago and went to jail and served his time and he's rehabilitated, but just because I punched this customer, I'm fired. Like,
It's a real fucking wild butterfly effect that Jonathan Majors
Yep.
beat up his girlfriend and now Robert Downey Jr. is Dr. Doom.
Yep.
like,
More than like,
seriously.
yeah, what a fucking time.
All-time bag fumble.
No shit.
You don't
For
think
real.
any of his management ever sat him down and said, "All right, so we're signing.
We're not
on
hitting anybody, right?
We're signing on to the Marvel Universe. We got to make sure you keep your nose clean, no crimes. Please don't beat any white women."
so is King? We saw him. They finished him.
That's
it's over
gone.
him.
Yeah, it's not happening.
I think, was it one of you that suggested it? It was probably Mahoney, that they just need to slaughter the Council of Kangs at the beginning of one of these movies. Like, Doom
Yeah,
needs to
I
slaughter a
mean-
bunch of Kangs.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, 'cause, like,
what's a better
'cause-
introduction to Doom than him holding a Kang helmet, crushing it in his hands, and killing the last alive Kang,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and then you tan out over all the bodies?
Yeah, because all the, and like also, they could, if they want to, and fuck man, just get writers. You know what I mean? Like there's so many ways you can do it. Like you could spin it also that Doom was the thing that He Who Remains was talking about the whole fucking time too.
There you
You know what
go.
I mean?
Yeah.
Like you could absolutely do that, but like like where maybe the fucking Council of Kangs, all they've been trying to do, aside from doing wild Kang shit, is keep Doom at bay. You know what I'm saying? Like you could do that too if you really wanted to kind of put a little bow on it. You could totally make some shit like that work.
Or
know?
Kang was like their Loki, and he's like the Thanos. He had him do their shit.
Mhm, mhm.
Maybe, yeah.
You think about
I
it.
don't know.
Uh,
King wouldn't be more.
Having to
I will
write
say-
Kang out, what would we lose? Just Ant-Man, Quantumania, and Loki season 1? Or I guess Loki season 2
Basically, yeah.
too.
Basically.
Pretty much.
Yeah, Loki and Ant-Man, basically, yeah.
That's
like-
that's no big loss.
Yeah, they're not
No.
big losses.
I mean, Kang would have been cool, but
I
Yeah.
will say he King was
did-
pretty
look,
cool.
I like Kang. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I've read good Kang stories. Like Kang. Fucking love Doctor Doom though.
Yeah.
Like as far as
You know?
villains go, Doctor Doom is a
Yeah.
hell of an upgrade,
No one gets
Yeah.
excited about Kang.
No.
No,
I'm all in on Doctor Doom though. Let's
and
fucking
Doctor
go.
Doom deserves to have it done right.
Yeah,
well,
I'm-
then they
yeah,
should
way
have
more
hired
on
a
board for Dr.
Romani
Doom than
actor,
Kang.
Jose.
The who?
If they were gonna do Doctor Doom right, they should have hired a Romani actor, not Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, but he can play anything. We've already seen it.
Peter David is screaming.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I saw it was the story about Robert Downey Jr. making $80 million, and then somebody quote tweeted it with, "Oh, and Peter David, the guy who wrote a bunch of fucking Doom comics or whatever, had to do a GoFundMe because of medical
Yeah.
bills." And it's like, well, he also is very racist to the Romani people, so
Yeah.
I think he had it coming.
Yeah, they just don't know.
Yeah, every once in a while, karma is real. Like we've all seen it. like sometimes it's real. All right.
So before the movie, that was the first time I had seen the
Captain America.
Captain America trailer,
Okay, yeah.
and it felt discombobulated.
Well, come on, brother.
Yeah.
They've already released the Happy Meal toys 5 months ago. Of course it's going to be
They
discombobulated.
rewrote this movie like 7 times.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
but it,
Breaking
like,
Bad dude wasn't even in there originally.
Yeah.
Right.
Breaking
The one
Seth
Bad.
Rollins was in it.
Is a fucking Israeli IDF soldier.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Sabra, whatever her name
Yeah?
is. Yeah, she's in this movie. She is an IDF soldier.
Oh.
Yeah,
You
they
probably couldn't pick a worse time in history to release.
they trimmed her part down considerably, I believe.
I'm
I would
sure.
imagine so. Yeah.
Well, you can't just cut her part. We can't go without fucking Sabra.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm really hopeful for that one, just because it gives me big Winter Soldier vibes.
They said
and
it
that's
is.
a real
It's-
fucking good one.
It's going back to Winter Soldier vibes. Something that I found interesting, I didn't realize it wasn't coming out until February, but remember what movie came out in February that was a huge hit amongst a certain community of people?
Very true. Yeah,
Madam
Lee
Web.
knows.
we
Mean
were
Girls.
there.
Yeah, we saw it.
Daredevil in the year 2001.
No, Black Panther came out during Black History Month and was huge. It was a
I'm hopeful for that
celebration.
one. I got good vibes for them. 'Cause I liked the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which
Yeah.
feels like it was forever ago.
It was.
yeah,
It does. And that's another one that got rewritten like 6 times, so.
Yeah.
Was that
Yeah, but-
2020 or was that 2021?
It might have been 2020. It was rewritten because it was all about a deadly virus spreading.
Yeah.
They had to
Yeah.
be like, whoops.
That's fucking crazy.
2021. First episode was March 19th, 2021, a year after COVID. Or a year
And it's
after
really good.
COVID
I
hit.
really like that. I like that story. I like the arc for everyone involved, except for the guy who's going to be the new Falcon. He's just kind of there. Like, that dude who, he had 3 scenes in the show. Like, now he's the sidekick. It's like, okay, sure, whatever, fine. Who gives a shit? Cap needs a Falcon. Go for it. But I'm excited for it
Joaquin.
just because. What's that?
The character's name is Joaquin, right?
I will assume you're not lying to me.
I believe that is the case. Who is apparently supposed to be a bird man, but is not an actual bird. And people on TikTok were like, should have been a bird. Which I say, no one wants to see a movie about a person who's an actual bird. Like, come on.
Well, the TikTok people are definitely like, he'd be way more fuckable as a bird.
Fucking wild.
Oh, buddy, would he ever be?
But it was crazy watching some of the reactions because, like, I'm hyped up for it. I think it looks fun. But some people are just dogging it for being like, they're out of ideas. They're going for whatever. And I had a moment where I was just like, y'all do realize it's just movies, right?
No, this is their life, Lee.
It's just pretend. Like, and I want all of it to be good. I want it to be good. I want it.
Except for the woke ones. We don't want the woke ones to be good.
I want them all to be good. I like
Why
shit being good.
why do you hate straight white men? Lee?
I've enjoyed these characters all my whole life. It's cool seeing cool shit with them. But
Yeah, I've
know that I
enjoyed
have
them my
the-
whole life too. I was there in the theater for Iron Man 1.
yeah, that's true. You do have a certain ownership of it.
I went there and I was like, damn, I love Iron Man so much. He's the coolest superhero. Everyone loves this dude. That's why he got a movie.
Wild.
That is
Just-
my all-time favorite MCU narrative. Is when people are like, "Well, yeah, like they made these movies out of like their most popular characters." It's like they made these movies out of their fucking scrap pile,
The
out of their
leftovers.
trash and garbage. Like,
Yeah,
what are
it's
you
like,
talking about?
we all liked them, but
Yeah.
they weren't the big money ones. Like,
Sure,
Like,
they're
I
the
do not have a
Avengers.
copy of Avengers 1 hanging on my wall because it was super popular in the 90s. Like,
Yeah.
Fucking hilarious.
speaking of, Will wanted a bow and arrow kit, and he got it today. And our normal sitter is on vacation for the week, so my mom has been coming over. And he wanted to shoot his bow and arrow, and she was like, "Let's do it outside." And he was like, "I don't want to do it outside. It's just one of those stupid suction cup things." He was like, "I don't want to do it
I'm
outside."
like, is he fucking learning archery? That's dope.
He's like, "I don't want to do it outside." She's like, "All right, let's do it in the basement." And I'm like, "Yeah, okay, the basement's not that bad because it's like long and whatever." I go downstairs at one point, and the target for the thing is right below my wall of like framed, like right below my Avengers #1
Oh
or
my
my
God.
first appearance of Hawkeye, and I'm like, of all things in the fucking house you could shoot arrows at, like this is probably the most expensive stuff we own. Like, what are you doing?
Oh,
Like, shoot him at the TV. That'd be cheaper to replace.
probably would.
It's like Lee busting out that ROM figure.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right? I was like, I don't know in what world you thought it would shoot arrows at Avengers #1, but please don't.
You ain't
Imagine the
Hawkeye.
story he'll tell in 20 years when he's cast in a reboot of Hawkeye. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I was practicing archery in my basement when I was a kid, and I accidentally shot fucking Avengers #1 or whatever it is."
Right through the cover.
and that's how I got this prosthetic.
My dad
Dad
went
saw
for a
them
walk
fingers
and never
and said,
came
"You don't need
back.
those anymore." But speaking of movies people wanted to see, and good shit, I really enjoyed this Deadpool and Wolverine picture, you guys.
Damn straight.
Man,
Yeah.
It was exactly what it needed to be.
yeah, right.
Exactly.
I was.
The fact. Go ahead.
I had low expectations because
Yeah.
the Deadpool movies have never been my favorite. And I was seeing some of the early reviews, and they were vicious. Like,
Really?
yeah, real mean.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And
Okay.
then I watch it, and I'm like, you know what? This is the exact level of stupid multiverse goofy shit that I would expect in a Deadpool movie. Like,
Yeah.
this isn't the type of stuff you're going to put in a Captain America movie. This is perfect for a Deadpool movie, the last like Fox X-Men movie. It was such a fun time.
A fucking
Yeah, no,
blast.
Pitch fucking perfect, man. That's what I keep saying. It's just a fucking blast.
Yeah.
It's just fun. You know?
I
Yeah.
was sold during the Wolverine variants montage
Oh
Age
my
of
God.
Apocalypse one.
when it went from comic accurate size Wolverine. I
Holy
fucking
shit.
howled.
Oh my God, the little one.
Holy
That was
The
shit.
so
little
funny.
baby hops down off of the stool.
Yeah.
And then that one cuts to Age of Apocalypse Wolverine just in a
Yeah.
fucking alley. Never,
Giant hair.
Smoking the stove.
never in my fucking life did I think I would see Age of Apocalypse Wolverine
No,
played by
never.
Hugh Jackman. And I was
Or
in. I was
fucking-
in. Like, I was like, this
Or
is
the
entirely my shit.
crucified Mark Silvestri cover, the crucified
Yes.
Wolverine.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Hulk bit where he's fighting Wolverine. And I gotta tell you, not for nothing, that yellow and brown suit looked way cooler than the blue and yellow one. Just
Yeah.
saying. That one was
It
that one
really
was
does.
sick. That one looked fucking sick.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Yeah, they're gonna have to do that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please.
Oh my God, yeah. Do
I
like
would-
a flashback movie with like this wolf. Shit, do like Prey, or like a
Yeah.
Predator movie where it's Wolverine and the Hulk in the forest. Like that'd be so fucking cool.
If you imagine
Oh
you
my
just
God.
established that Wolverine was whoever we decided to cast as Wolverine at the time, and we're gonna make a bunch of movies about Wolverine at all different periods in time about whatever we want them to be.
Yeah.
Imagine.
World
Yep.
War
Yeah.
II Wolverine, Vietnam
Yeah.
Wolverine.
Yeah. Shit, they did the Wolverine versus Predator comic. Just do
Yeah.
that.
And you know what? It was fucking cool. Yeah, that
I
whole
was on
scheme was
board.
incredible.
I was on board even earlier than that when he went to. They were like, "Oh, your anchor being died," and he was like, "He's not dead," and dug him up, and he was just sitting there talking to his body.
Yeah.
I was like,
Fucking
"Oh, yeah,
adamantium
this is
skeleton.
great."
He says, "I'm no doctor, but you appear to be very deceased."
Yeah. And then he just dismantled him to take out 1,000 TVA agents. It was so well done.
Yeah, that fight was great.
Yeah.
I've
That
seen
fight is
people
great.
talk about the movie where they're like, I don't know, the fights weren't very good.
Are you
That's
fucking
Oh,
serious?
please,
Like,
Like,
what?
please.
Dude, when they're fighting in the van, that is
The
some of the
van
best
fight is
choreography
so
I've seen in
good.
forever.
Yeah, he's
that's
like-
an incredible scene.
He says, "Okay, I'm gonna fight you now." What? Pop! Right in the fucking nose, and the look on his face.
Yeah. The look Hugh Jackman gave him, phenomenal.
Yeah, like, oh,
He's like, I take it back. The Honda Odyssey fucks.
yeah,
Hard.
yeah,
Then they had
but
the,
not like
the
you,
bus
lip
fight.
dick. It was the perfect way to not mess with the legacy of what that Wolverine, how it ended.
Mhm.
Yep.
They did nothing with that character. This is a fucking
The worst Wolverine
version.
Yeah.
To have his fucking redemption. So that's why he didn't get the brown suit. He's not cool enough to have the fucking brown suit.
So,
Right. Yeah.
I don't know how far this has spread, but I saw a theory on TikTok. The worst Wolverine. So we all know that Wolverine was the worst Wolverine, right?
Yeah.
We don't know where he's from. We don't know anything about him. But when Cassandra Nova is in his head and he's having his flashbacks, he's wearing all of the stuff that Wolverine Origins Wolverine wears. And the theory is that Wolverine Origins takes place in his universe and is about him, and he's the worst Wolverine.
Hey,
my
I
fuck
God.
love
it.
that. I
Why
love
not?
that.
That is
Wolverine
the
Origins
worst
is
Wolverine
the
for
worst
sure.
Wolverine.
That is
Yeah.
the worst Wolverine. And
Yeah.
it's a movie that has nothing to do with any of the rest of them.
No,
It's
it's
like
the
The movie
worst.
that Deadpool went back and killed.
Yeah. It's the worst
Exactly.
Wolverine. It doesn't,
Absolutely
you know,
could be
and-
the case.
and like you know, I had just watched the Deadpool movies and Logan, and so like I think the argument could certainly be made that that this worst Wolverine theory even like kind of backed it up. I think that like Deadpool, I think Deadpool and Logan are on a different timeline than even the other X-Men movies. That's why Xavier's
Yes.
still alive and shit like that. So
Yeah.
like
Colossus
you
is
know,
different.
Yep.
there are X-Men in that world, and Wolverine definitely was one, you know, but like we never saw him interact with just a handful of them, so they're in a different fucking timeline too, you know. So it
Mhm.
just, and yeah, you're right. Like it's a good little love letter to all the shit that came before, you know what I mean? And like Ryan Reynolds even called it out as being like a wildly uneven set of fucking pictures, you know what I mean? But they did mean something,
Yeah.
you know. Like if not for them, then none of this shit
Yeah.
would have happened, you know. Pretty
Yeah.
But
cool.
what's by having him being like the most broken down, he can be the vulgar asshole more. You know, like that Wolverine was definitely more hard edged and more broke down than Logan Wolverine.
Who was not doing
right.
great. That guy
Yeah.
wasn't having a great time.
No.
But this one's even worse, you know.
I gotta share this. It came across my Twitter feed this past weekend, but it's a picture of Hugh Jackman shirtless from the first X-Men next to Hugh Jackman shirtless from the Wolverine, and just the comparison is fucking stupid.
Oh, wow.
He's
Dude,
got
he was another kind of human
Yeah.
in the Wolverine.
He's got a
Like,
regular ass body in that first X-Men
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah. You know, he does.
like a dude who's in good shape, but not
Yeah,
a
yeah.
fucking action figure.
I think it was on Twitter, but somebody put up basically that same picture, Nice, but it was just the shot of him from X-Men. And it was somebody being like, wow, he was fat in X-Men. And they were like, oh yeah, this is the 90s are really back, everybody. We're really back in the 90s.
We're calling Hugh Jackman in 2000 fat. Real cool.
Yeah. 2000 Hugh Jackman, definitely out of shape. Look at that fatso. take the stairs
no,
next
man.
time, Hugh.
But it's weird because back then, like, we didn't expect Wolverine to be fucking ripped. Like, he's this
Yeah,
short
exactly.
little piece of shit.
But the thing is, I think Hugh Jackman is a crazy person. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
I think he's a fucking
Agreed.
lunatic. You know, so I
Right.
think when
That was gonna happen no matter who they cast him as.
But like,
Yeah,
when
he's-
was the change? When did they start making all these poor fucking actors do these
Thor.
crazy? Was it
Yeah,
the first
Thor.
Thor?
I mean, Thor showed
Yeah.
up looking like a fucking beefcake, and everyone on set's like,
They-
"Well, I don't
they
want to look like
handed
a dickhead."
They
Yeah.
handed him that shirt, and
Well, but
then everybody
Thor
else was
came
like,
out-
"Oh fuck."
Thor came out a year after Wolverine Origins. So was it Hugh Jackman that started this?
I wouldn't doubt it if it was, because
Yeah.
he that is insane. Even in Days of Future Past, like, he's just fucking yoked, just out of his
Just-
mind
yeah.
yoked.
Where fucking Hugh Jackman is where we got Vascular from.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
bad.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
fucking vascular.
Did you know that wasn't even a word until the Wolverine came out?
We
So what was
coined-
everyone's like most surprising cameo? Or not even cameo, because some of these things that people call cameos are just
They're not
full
even.
on.
They're just characters.
Right.
They're just
Yeah,
full on
Yeah,
Cavill.
characters.
exactly.
I tell you what, I was spoiled for almost every cameo except for the Chris Evans cameo. But
That
was
That
Really?
was so funny.
I knew
That
it
was a
I
good one.
fucking cackled.
as soon as
because-
they showed his face, but they didn't show the full costume. I was like, he's not Captain America.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that maybe he wasn't going to be Captain America. My dumb ass, it never occurred to me for a fraction of a
Mhm.
second he was going to be Johnny Storm. Like, not for a millisecond. I marked out so hard.
Happened
I
to
popped
see
so huge for Gambit.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That was
Yeah.
that was pretty good.
Channing Tatum Gambit is the one that got me. I was 'cause, like,
Incredible.
I suspected that I had heard rumblings of Chris Evans. I knew Henry Cavill would be in it. Like,
Yeah, the
I was
cavalry.
not
That was
expecting-
wild.
Yeah, Was
Yeah, he's
not
like,
expecting
"We'll treat you
Jennifer
better."
Garner and Wesley Snipes, but when fucking Channing Tatum came in the accurate Gambit suit and then started speaking, like, I was just like,
Yeah.
"This is amazing."
he was definitely in a comedy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was loving every minute of that. Yeah.
I had seen
I
against
had no
my
idea.
will.
I had no idea at all that he was going to be in it. Like, I didn't.
Same.
I'd
I
heard
had-
about Elektra, like, as a rumor, but honestly thought it was too stupid to be true. Like, why would
I
Elektra
thought
be in
she'd,
this
like-
fucking movie?
I thought they'd like wave to her and they ran her over with a car or something. I didn't think she'd like
Right.
have an actual part.
Yeah.
I did think I would see more X-Men,
Mm-hmm.
more
Yeah, you
Fox
really only saw,
X-Men.
like,
Well, you had-
villains.
You had all the villains in the
Yeah.
void.
Yeah,
like-
but also, like, Wolverine's whole thing is that he killed the X-Men.
right.
Yeah.
Seeing X-Men around
That's a good
softens
point.
that edge.
Yeah,
you know what I
that's
mean?
fair, that's
Like,
fair.
I don't think you can have a
That's
bunch of
fair.
X-Men when his whole arc is about getting over the grief of he thinks causing the X-Men to die. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Against
When,
Fucking that, like, honestly, spot on, like, Cajun accent that he rolled out for Gambit.
Oh my god.
He's
It's
like,
so
what
funny.
the fuck are you even saying?
it's
Hey,
wild.
remember
Oh, boy.
remember when we went to his restaurant in New Orleans?
Hell yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we do. Yeah, I do.
It's so funny because that was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
They announced a Channing Tatum Gambit movie that never happened, and like, I love him. I love him in Deadpool Wolverine. I think he's so fucking funny. But seeing it, he would have been a shitty Gambit. Like,
He would have been a terrible
The-
Gambit.
it
Yeah,
looked
no,
like
it
a
would not have worked.
it looked like a cosplay.
That's what makes it so
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
His
But I
head is
think
a
that's
little
too
too wide.
Like, Blade and Elektra talking about getting to finish their story. He's like, I feel like I never even got to tell my story.
Well, yeah, that's all because he's like, I feel
Yeah.
like I was born here, which is like
Yeah,
he
that
never
was it.
got
Right,
out
right,
of
right.
development hell, and he's just been stuck there the whole time.
Well, they said something about like saving the world. Like, you know, we've saved the world before, and he was like, and some of us really, really wanted to.
Yeah, yeah.
Against my will, I saw a picture from what I assume was the Deadpool Wolverine panel from this year's Comic-Con, and it was Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, Channing Tatum, and Wesley Snipes standing on stage, and I'm like, oh god, I
that's
shouldn't have seen this. But I tell you what, the one that I fucking marked out for the most was when Wesley Snipes walked onto screen as Blade.
Yup.
I went,
Yeah.
whoa!
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when we saw it, the theater was pretty packed, but like a good crowd. Everybody's having a good time, like not a bunch of assholes. But Wesley Snipes comes on, and I'm like, oh fuck! And the dude behind me like looks over his buddy and goes, "What the fuck does Blade have to do with any of this shit?" And his buddy's like, "It's a Marvel comic, dumbass." He's like, "No, for real." He had no idea.
So many people still don't know that Blade is a Marvel character.
Seriously.
He was like, "What the fuck?" Like, he's like, "Cool, but I don't get it. Why?"
Most people think Superman's a Marvel character, so
Right.
Yeah, really, seriously. That line when Wesley Snipes was like, only ever been one Blade, only ever gonna be one Blade. Like, oh.
well, then Deadpool like mugs to the camera like, eh.
Yeah.
And then everyone in the audience is like, eh. But Travis made a good point.
Make that movie.
Travis made a great point. There was fucking TV Blade.
Yeah, there was
Oh,
TV
that's
Blade.
right. Yeah, fucking
That's
sticky
fair.
fingers.
Sticky fingers. Yeah.
Holy shit, I forgot about that.
Forgot about him.
On
Even
Spike
when
TV.
Travis
So,
brought it up, I still couldn't place who was it. But Sticky
technically,
Fingers, yes.
technically, the same Blade. Technically,
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Mary
technically,
wanted.
he is. There's that show is like a sequel from the movie, so technically, it's the same Blade.
Oh, all right.
After you guys
I
had
also
seen the movie,
loved when one of them apologized to Jennifer Garner that Daredevil was dead, and she was like,
Yeah.
"It's fine."
Yeah. We're all right about that.
that's so funny. Mary, after you guys had been hyping up the movie, she wanted to watch Logan, so we watched Logan, I think, Friday night. And I had forgotten how much, compared to the other movies, that he just fucks people up in that movie with his claws.
Yeah,
Like,
he does.
we hadn't
Like,
really
that
seen
movie
Wolverine
fucking rocks.
claw people until Logan, I feel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He claws the fuck out of them.
But watching that, and then
We watched it, and because the Laura is in the last trailer for Deadpool and Wolverine. the last
oh,
big
I didn't
trailer.
realize that.
So I was like, oh shit, okay. I've seen Logan, hadn't seen it since it came out, but I've seen it. The girls have never seen it. Jack's never seen it. Let's fucking watch it. And so we're watching it the other day. I don't want to tell him because Laura's in the fucking movie, but I said you'll probably want to see this. And so about an hour and a half in, Jax just says, "All right, man, this is super depressing. I'm up no out of here. I'm done." He fucking left. Like, this movie's a
It's
bummer.
pretty depressing. I saw a funny bit. Daphne Keane, who plays Laura X-23, was talking about how when she saw Hugh Jackman for the first time on set or at a red carpet event or something like that, he said, "Oh wow, you got really tall." And she's like, "Well, yeah, you haven't seen me since I was 12." And I thought to myself, I was like, Logan was her first movie, and Hugh Jackman at the time of Logan is a huge movie star, and
Yeah.
you're not mentoring your little mutant daughter in real life. It was fucking 8 years later before you saw her again. Hugh Jackman, what is your problem?
Well, I mean, if you're Hugh Jackman and you work with a 12-year-old, you can't necessarily become best friends with a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Because then people are like, "Hey, Hugh Jackman, why are you best friends with a
You don't
12-year-old?"
have to
Next
be
thing you know,
best
you
friends.
got the song of the summer as a diss track about you.
You don't have to be
It's
best
just Lamar
friends,
singing
but
about you.
you can check up on your little mutant ward once in a while, right? so
is
that
very fair.
so that
That
8
is
years down the
fair.
line, you're like, "Oh shit, look at you, you're still alive, huh?"
The other thing I'm going to just throw out there is that most 12-year-olds are assholes. So he probably didn't want to stay in touch. And if they're not assholes, they're weird as shit. So he was probably like, "See you later, kid.
Oh,
Good luck in
she's
the
definitely a
industry."
little weirdo.
What else? I most of the effects I thought were pretty good. A couple little weird wonky stuff here or there, but I fucking loved the Cassandra Nova effects. Like when she was
Yes.
rummaging her hand around in their heads and shit like that. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
so
that was
nasty.
so creepy.
Like
So
real, kind of pleasing.
Yeah, no, it was very
like,
cool.
Yeah,
I
no,
would-
there was a time where I was like, kind of wanted her to
I
like
bet that feels pretty good. I'd like her
rummage
to
around
root,
in there.
yeah, root around in my brain a little bit.
Can you pluck some shit out?
Yeah.
Just asking
Yeah.
for a friend. What else we got in there? And talking about she was talking about when she kind of signed on. I think she got the role. She was like, "Cool, hook me up with these fucking trainers. I'm gonna do a Kumail Nanjiani and get all ripped and shit." And they were all like, "Oh God, no! You don't need to do any of that. No, you need to be waifish and look well like you do now." She's like, "Fuck."
It's like, give me a chicken
She was great
sandwich.
though. I thought she was awesome.
Yeah.
I liked the notion of her basically having the keys to her own cage and getting out whenever she wanted to. She just didn't want to until she found out she was getting fucked
a
over.
Cool touch.
It was
Yeah,
good.
good deal.
Yeah, had a good thing going here. I couldn't place the one guy. I thought maybe they were trying to say that he was the Russian from the Punisher, but the guy in the stripy shirt was supposed to be Blob, I think.
Oh,
I thought Blob
I
was
thought
the
he was
guy
Russian.
with the gatekeeper dude.
Yeah, who had his gut hanging out of his shirt.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, so
Yeah,
maybe he
that's
was
who.
Russian.
That's who I thought was Blob. But I did think the Russian from Punisher when I saw the dude in the striped shirt.
Yeah, so maybe it was him then. Yeah, okay.
Apparently,
That's the only thing I could think of, but no, it wasn't Nash. And then I saw Blob's name in the credits. I'm like, was that supposed to be Blob? Because I didn't remember what he looked like in the movie he was in. I had no idea. Because he was in that
To
movie,
be
I
fair, it
think.
could have been literally anybody.
Yeah, I think he was in that movie.
apparently, John Bernthal has been training with Thomas Jane. Fucking Punisher training.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
I'm here for it.
Like, I think it's cool. Like, I don't know if you need to train specifically with Thomas Jane. I don't know if he knows a whole lot more about being a Punisher than you do, but that is really cool. Like, that's what I like to see. Hugh Jackman is actors becoming friends and mentors to each other, you know?
You know, like you did with Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, when fucking Blade was like, I don't like this guy, and Deadpool's like, you never did.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Was anyone else expecting such a heartfelt ending with the end credits?
No,
not
that
even
was such
just
a touching ending.
not even just the end credits.
I was having an emotional day. I teared up watching that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
Well, the thing is, if you put anything the time of your life, it will make you have feelings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's a little bit of a cheat code, you know. Like,
Yeah.
but it was effective. Definitely, I got it too. It was, a weird little love letter to these movies. But yeah, time of your life is a cheat code.
There
Yeah.
were some pretty emotional stakes in this
Yeah.
third Deadpool movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how about that? Multiple arcs of redemption. It's great. Very funny.
Found family.
Oh my god, the bit at the beginning when he gets his costume, and then all like the crazy tight, money shots of all the
Yes.
outfit pieces, and he keeps slapping his ass over and over again.
Keeps grabbing
And
his
comes up,
balls.
he's like, oh god, the outfit looks sick. Your tailor is a predator, but man, he does good work.
Yeah.
Peter with his fucking camel toe.
Fucking
Yeah.
love Peter.
He shows up and Mary's like, whoa, whoa.
And all the Deadpools are so excited to see him.
Yeah. Right.
So good. Oh, I lost it when the fucking nice Deadpool isn't regenerative.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he's just coughing up blood. God, you're gonna be okay, buddy. It's great. It's so fun. I will probably go see it again one night this week because I got the movie pass. Why the fuck not?
Mhm.
I
Hey,
might
man.
even see it in 3D next time because there was some very cool, cheap 3D tricks.
Oh, that
was
opening,
like,
the opening.
uh-huh.
Yeah. Holy
Fucking
shit.
little propeller head flying around.
Yeah, little fucking head pool. And Zoe,
There was a complaint
that
going around.
fucking dog is real, by the way.
Yeah.
That monster
That
dog is a
dog is
real
real.
critter.
I
Fuck.
think Mary was saying she thinks it's the winner of the world's ugliest dog contest.
Yeah,
believe
it.
it is. No, it is.
It was. Yeah.
Little fucking mutant.
It's
Look
a
at all
British
these
dog.
Look at all these weirdo freaks getting roles in movies. You got Dogpool, and then you got the little person war boy in Furiosa.
You
Oh,
got
the
that
fucking-
floating head.
The Mad Max call out was stupid.
Well,
No,
I don't
stupid
mean
like
stupid. I
funny.
mean like, yeah, I laugh.
oh yeah.
Not like stupid.
There was a complaint going around about this whole concept of anchor beings,
Mhm.
and they were like, "So wait a minute. So a timeline's anchor being dies, and then like that whole timeline just kind of ceases to exist."
Yeah, but they did say that the span that it takes could be
Thousands of
100,000.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
a couple
yeah.
thousand years. Yeah. And
So it's not
first
like-
I was kind of like, yeah, I could see that. But then I was like, I think that's actually really impactful to be like, this entire timeline only exists for the purpose of making sure this person exists. And when they don't exist anymore, you're just forgotten.
Yeah.
And like,
Well, I looked at this.
that's the
Goat
Fox
kind of summed it up.
universe. Like,
Yeah, Goat summed it up. He's like, the villain exposition is literally, when talking to Deadpool, the higher ups think you're special. You can come play here. But with Wolverine dead, the rest of these movies aren't worth keeping. Like, that's
Right.
literally the exposition. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
it's
Like,
very cool. I thought it
when
was
you
neat.
put it in that context, I think it actually makes it very impactful. Where it's like, oh yeah, no, sorry, this entire timeline only existed so that Hugh Jackman could be Wolverine, and if
Yeah.
you're not gonna do that, we're not really interested anymore. So you gotta die, and it's like, wow, that's a real interesting commentary on the state of media.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought it was very, very clever. I liked it.
That Thor bit has to come
Yes.
true at some point,
Oh,
right?
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, I
No, it has to
totally
come
agree.
back
Yeah,
around.
no, there will be a
Totally agree.
moment where, and he will look at the camera and be like, huh?
There was
Why does Thor cry for me?
I forget where it was. Maybe it was when they ended up in the void. But there was a Secret Wars comic on screen at one point. Just
There
like
was a
Ah.
Secret
liter-
Wars comic. There was the Cap's Secret Empire shield, which I thought was hilarious because that story is absolute dog trash. So seeing it in the void made me very happy.
Yeah, I kept trying to watch what was dropping in the back to see, but I could never make out whatever.
I
the
think I
fuck it was.
saw a Milano ship for sure.
there was Rob Liefeld's Just Feet.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, which kept
Yeah.
exploding.
The bit
good
when
shit.
Deadpool's interviewing with Happy and he's like, "Oh, so I'm not going to see the big guy today." He doesn't, and Happy's like, "He doesn't do this anymore." He's like, "What, cameos?" I was like,
Yeah.
"Ah, what a weird timing." So what do we think is next? Like, where do this Deadpool and this Wolverine go from here? Is this the last we see?
Yeah,
of-
like he kept telling him, "You're gonna do this till you're 90."
Right. Is that true
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
what? Are we still riding Hugh Jackman? That's fine if we are.
Feige said,
I think
Feige
so.
said Jackman's Wolverine for a minute.
For as long as he
Like,
wants to be.
I mean,
Yeah.
we all know enough to know that Secret Wars is the merging of the universes.
Yep.
Like, that's the whole end game for this multiverse stuff. It's all the different worlds collapsing in on each other. That's why the end of the Marvels sent Monica over to whatever other universe. That's why
Yep.
Fantastic Four is going to be in their own universe. Like, it's all heading to everything merges together. I fully expect, as part of that, Deadpool and Hugh Jackman Wolverine to be in either Doomsday or Secret Wars or both or who knows. But like they're definitely coming back as the worlds all combine.
Absolutely.
But shouldn't we get a Wolverine that's with his X-Men if we're gonna get X-Men?
And I think we will. Like, I think
Okay.
that's
We
kind of the
very well
interesting
could, yeah.
place. Is like, and shit, man. Like, it's comics. Like, there was literally a period of comics time where you had regular Wolverine hanging out doing the shit with the X-Men, and also Old Man Logan.
Mhm.
Like he
Yeah.
got pulled in for it was Secret Wars, some Secret Wars bullshit. Pulled in Old Man Logan, so he was doing shit too. So like, there's absolutely precedent for that, you know. And there's nothing to say that they can't fucking do that, and also have Jared Keeso play Wolverine because that would be the shit. Just saying. So I think we're definitely gonna see him again, and we'll definitely see somebody else be Wolverine. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
If they're smart, they will have learned a lesson and stop killing the big guys. Because if you want to keep making Avengers movies, you're gonna need an Iron Man. You can't keep.
Right.
You can't in one picture kill Captain America and Iron Man, and then be like, "Well, we're gonna make a Marvels." Come on.
Yeah. I think that is an important lesson for them is sure the actors don't want to do this forever, but you can't just be like, oh, they're all dead. You know, like
Black
Or,
Panther
you know,
dead.
Guess what? They kill Captain America once in a while in the comics. He always manages to come back. You know, like,
yeah. I mean, I know Chris Evans is like, I don't want to do that, but you know, $100 million changes your mind real fast. But all you would need for Chris Evans to be back as Captain America is for him to blip in from time travel and be like, oh, I'm back. You know?
right? Yeah.
I'm pretty
I took a
shocked.
detour on my trail to being an old man, and FYI, now I'm here. You know?
Yeah.
They had a bunch of behind-the-scenes footage from Fan Stick in the closing credits. I was
Yeah.
surprised they weren't anywhere else in the movie, or at least one of
I kind
them.
of feel like they weren't allowed.
Yeah, I bet like all of them were just happy
thank
to
you, yeah.
leave that behind.
And, like,
Or, you know, also to be like, look, not for nothing, we got some really cool Fantastic Four shit cooking. Let's not shine a light on
Yeah.
that.
or
Yeah,
at the
you know?
very least, you get Johnny Storm and Johnny Storm on screen at the same time, because you've got Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger too,
Right.
and then
Yes,
no
but nobody's
Blade.
gonna drop Killmonger in the void.
But
Because Killmonger's
imagine-
shit.
Imagine they had done both of them at the same time. Like you have Chris Evans pretending to be Captain America. You got Michael B. Jordan with the Wakanda Killmonger music playing behind him, and then both of them flame on and turn.
Yeah,
The bit at the end too, the post credits thing, where he's like, "I did not get Johnny killed."
Yeah.
Watch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got you, motherfucker.
that was so funny.
Cinnamon
He's
ring.
like, I wouldn't care if the last thing she did was pull all my skin off, make me explode like a gut balloon. No. It's wonderful. I, you know, it's one of those things where I don't know how you don't like it, because I feel like it gave you exactly what they said they were going to give you.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like it's.
I have to
The-
assume a lot of those negative reviews are from people that did not enjoy the first two Deadpool movies, and then it's like, all right, well then what are you doing here for number 3? Because it's
Like,
a
somebody-
Deadpool movie. It's Deadpool and Wolverine, but it's a Deadpool movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before it came out, like the day of, somebody wrote some article about like, oh, its Metacritic score or whatever is lower than the Flash, or whatever the latest Flash movie was.
That movie
And they
was
were like,
no Flash.
This is Marvel's version of the Flash, and I was like, I doubt it.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the I didn't read a lot of reviews on purpose, but one of the headlines that showed up in my Google feed was talking about how, like, you know, I don't remember exactly what it said, but it was like Deadpool and Wolverine is, you know, 3 shitty adjectives, but the first one was boring, right? And I remember
No.
seeing it like Thursday morning, you know, before I went to see the movie, and I'm like, look, I don't know if it's gonna be good or not. Like, I want it to be good, but based on just the trailers alone, I know in the fiber of my fucking soul, it's not gonna be boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you are
exactly.
just want people. You're looking for hate clicks because you can say a lot of things about this movie. I'm not saying you have to like it. I will
It ain't
disagree.
boring.
I don't see why you wouldn't. But to say it's boring is objectively not true. Like it is definitely not that. It's a hell of a time.
Maybe boring in the sense of, oh, it's another Deadpool joke about wieners or gay sex. Oh, it's another Deadpool looking into the camera. Oh, it's another pop song from the 80s or 90s.
Or they just didn't get it because they weren't in on the jokes. They weren't
if you're not in the
on
joke,
any of the. They didn't understand who the cameos were. They didn't know who fucking Elektra is, and they just don't. They watch the movie. They're like, I don't know what's going on. Who's Charles?
Channing Tatum as Gambit is a real, like, terminally online type of cameo.
Oh, it's super inside baseball.
That,
like
like,
I mean,
super inside.
we got to
baseball.
the car and Lisa was like, "What was up with Gambit?"
Yeah.
What do you mean? What was up with Gambit?
Listen to this tale.
You don't remember a thing that didn't actually happen?
Right.
Let me tell you about some shit that almost happened, and then 10 years later they put it in a movie.
Yeah, they announced a Gambit movie with Channing Tatum. He helped Stan Lee off the stage, and then he was never heard from again until Deadpool and Wolverine.
What a hoot, I says. 'Twas a hoot. Good
I
time.
love that not only did they give, like, it would have been one thing if we met Elektra and Blade and Gambit in that little cave, and then they just left. Like, Deadpool and Wolverine went off to do their mission. But the fact that they brought them and gave them, like, a fight scene and everything.
Yeah. That's like the second act fucking number. Yeah, for sure.
They gave him a closing.
Gambit rolling around on his knees, sticking exploding cards to like 7 different bad guys, and then they all just explode in succession. Like, boom. It was amazing.
Seeing the staff work cool was cool.
Yeah.
He's like, what do? I throw the cards.
Remember the name, Gambit. Lazy Bone Dog Roulette. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that was
Batter hands.
And Cassandra Nova was pretty cool. She was pretty cool.
Yeah.
She was definitely a creepy shit.
And I am always gonna think the spaghettification effects look incredible. I think that looks so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Some real Loki shit. Love it. Great. Fucking ball.
We did it, you guys.
And we gotta wait all the way until February for the next one. And that's okay.
That's fine.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
fine.
we went with a group of what? 7? And everyone enjoyed it. And that's everywhere from my roommate, my mom, my niece, so like
generations.
Generational viewing. And everyone said thumbs up. Guaranteed no one said it was boring.
Yeah, that's fucking lunacy.
Yeah, that's a bullshit statement. That's like saying.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say that's like saying you fucking fell asleep on your nuts and they had to take one off.
Lisa went into this movie. Lisa has not seen Deadpool 1. She's not seen Deadpool 2. She hasn't seen Logan.
Why is she going?
I don't think she's seen like any of the X-Men movies past Future Past.
That's hilarious.
And she went in and she came home and our like 22, 21-year-old sitter was like, "How was it?" She's like, "It was great." Like,
yeah, okay.
Your boyfriend wants to go tomorrow. Like, you're gonna love it. Like, it's great. You know?
I mean, you don't make $200 million in opening weekend with just the hardcores,
right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's everybody's mom, everybody's sister, everybody's niece.
Well, to be fair, they had one of the most aggressive marketing campaigns I have seen in a decade.
Yeah.
Like, they shot ads for fucking The Bachelor. They shot, like, all of this stuff, like, with Deadpool and Wolverine, like, in character, doing crazy shit. Like, they were marketing the bejesus out of this movie. So
Taylor Swift.
yeah.
Taylor Swift is his best bud. She's been marketing it to all of her crowd.
Oh yeah, she was
They
supposed to be
thought Taylor
Dazzler,
Swift
wasn't
was
she?
going to be in it,
Yeah.
and then they thought that she might be in the post-credit scene. So, like, you got all the Swifties out there going to see it.
Yeah, but
Suckers.
if you promise a Swiftie Taylor Swift and don't deliver,
Well, no one promised them anything. They just assumed.
Yeah,
they're gonna
yeah,
turn
okay.
on
And
you.
that's the thing.
You already paid for the
Swifties
ticket, though.
Spend every second of the day thinking that they're going to get something special, and then they don't actually get it. Like, that's like their whole shtick online, is that they're like, oh shit, if you add up all of the stars in the sky, like, it means that Taylor's dropping an album today, and then it never happens. And they're like, maybe tomorrow. So that's just what they're used to.
It's just white girl QAnon.
Basically.
Wonderful. Fucking wonderful.
All right, let's
Time.
land this bird. I gotta go to fucking bed.
Sounds good.
Do
Yeah,
it,
you gotta
Kelly.
go, man.
You go get yourself some nights. You've earned them, buddy. I think we've all earned them. So, we'll be back next week. Fuck, man, we might be watching Beetlejuice next week. I'm just saying. Or maybe wait until closer to the movie when it comes out.
Yeah.
The sequel.
Get
Yeah,
that
but
SEO.
We'll do something for sure. Don't know what, but we'll do something.
Who
Sometime
knows
around
what's gonna
10 p.m.
happen
Eastern.
between now and then, Lee?
Yeah, we could be calling in some breaking news
Yeah.
next week. Who knows?
One of us might
check
be
it out.
the VP candidate.
I can
We're
do
all
it. I
white
can do a better
guys.
job than JD Vance.
Breaking
They're
news.
looking for generic white guys. That's us, mostly.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jose, you can't be VP.
Hey. They're going to announce Chris Evans as Silver Surfer next week.
Oh.
So we'll be back at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central at the youtube.com/panelsonpages for Jason Nines, Jose Guzman, and Kelly Harris, and our good buddy Mahoney. I am the Lord Reverend Lee Rodriguez. We'll talk to you guys next week. Night. Love you. Bye-bye.
Demonetize this. Demonetize this.
You fucking Google ass bitch.
Demonetize this. Demonetize this.
Fucking Google something.
Demonetize this.
Holy shit.
Demonetize this.
You fucking Google ass bitch.
Demonetize this.
I didn't want to say it.
Demonetize this.
What are you, some kind of bitch?
Whoa.
Demonetize this.
You fucking
Google ass bitch.
Demonetize this.
Why you keep bugging us, YouTube?
Demonetize this.
you fucking Google ass bitch.
That's it. Show's over. We're done.
See you next Tuesday.